times I hear parents who say, "No, Mr. Richard, I don't need assessment for my child. Let us just start the therapy." "No, Mr. Richard, my child has been in school. He has been assessed in his school, so I don't need an assessment." "No, Mr. Richard, I know my child is autistic. Let us start the therapy." "No, Mr. Richard, I know my child has Down syndrome. No assessment. Let us start the therapy." "No, Mr. Richard, I had been a previous therapist who has worked with him. I don't need you to assess my child. Let's just go into the therapy." "No, Mr. Richard," and all that. And I'm going to tell you a blatant no, because I can never start the therapeutic section with your child without an assessment. This is a typical example of when you expect a doctor to prescribe a drug for you or for your child for whatever sickness or challenge you may have complained, without first of all undergoing a test or a scan on you. Now tell me, how will the doctor know the drugs to prescribe for you without a scan or a test, or diagnosing whatever the challenge or the sickness would have been? Step is applicable to we therapists. There is no how you can expect a therapist not to run an assessment on your child to understand what the challenge is and where to start from. Even if your child may have been assessed 3 months ago, 1 month ago, there's still a need for the present therapist to run assessment, a concrete assessment on your child, to understand, to ascertain what the challenge is, and at least to understand the history of the child, the history of where the challenge may have started from, your child academic background, your house structure, the school environment, the cognitive aspect of the child, the speech and language skills of the child, the behavioral aspect of the child, and lots of challenges, so the therapist can be able to know where he or she is to base his therapeutic service. So no matter what happens, no matter the excuse the parent want to give, that you expect a therapist not to continue or not to have an assessment with your child, it can't work out. Personally, I don't accept starting any session, any therapeutic service, or any activity at all with any child without first of all undergoing an assessment. Assessment remains paramount. It's the bedrock of any therapy, because no matter what happens, no matter the excuse you want to give, I can cost cuts for you. Any therapist out there can decide, okay, maybe my assessment fee is 50,000, 60,000, 70,000. I can help you make it 50,000 or reduce it to 30 to 40,000, or the matter the amount. But expecting the therapist to completely take off assessment for your child before starting any therapeutic service, it is a no-no, because it can't be possible. With the assessment, the therapist will be able to understand where to base his judgment, where to start his therapeutic service to help your child. So don't expect that any therapist is trying to take off waste time or spend time trying to run assessment and all that. It's very important, and there's no assessment that happens that takes place without the presence of the mom, the dad, and the guardian or the caregiver, because they are the one who understands the child very much, who knows the history and the challenge the child is undergoing. With that, the therapeutic service can be able to have at least a benchmark at the beginning. With that, the therapist can be able to know, wow, this is what I'm trying to understand now. This is where the challenge is. Even you, the parents, there may have been some challenges you don't even know where the source or the beginning starts from. But with the assessment, the therapist will be able to tell you, oh, sir, this is where the challenge is starting from. Then from there, you can't be able to think of getting a particular result without understanding where the beginning of the result or what the cause of the challenge is. So in assessment, it helps the therapist, even you, the parent, to understand the child, know where the challenge is starting from and the cause. And with that, the therapist will be able to know where to stop it. Because for you to stop any problem, first of all, kill the source of the problem. And with the assessments, you can be able to do that and achieve a lot more. Thank you very much.